Hi, I'm Matt McWilliams, and I am so excited to share something today as a part of Rick McGinnis's summit. Today, I'm going to reveal the 5 worst lies about affiliate programs and why they hold you back. I'm going to reveal part of our secret playbook for starting, growing, and rapidly scaling an affiliate program. The same playbook that took my second company back in 2005 from almost going broke to doing more than $1 million a month just from our affiliate program in less than 2 years. So, in the interest of time, let's dive right in. All right, so we're going to move fast here. Now, we normally pack this amount of information into like an entire day on a weekend presentation. We're going to share as many secrets as we can here in the amount of time that we have. So, some of these you've seen before. A lot of people are copying us. Some of the stuff that we invented like 3, 5, or 10 years ago. Everyone is doing these days. But I want to take you back to a moment 13 years ago. My business faced a crisis, and it's not unlike the situation that many of you may face today, especially with what we're going through in the world. We had a great idea, we had the right intentions, we had the right team in place, but we had just lost half our money on banner ads. Now, don't laugh. This was back in 2004, 2005, not 2014. So don't laugh about the banner ads things. But I had that feeling like it was yesterday. Like I mean I felt I can still feel that like it was yesterday, right? We all stood around looking at each other. We're looking at each other like, how in the heck are we ever going to recover from this? Now the reality is that we didn't have enough money to go out and compete with our competitors on their level. They were all publicly traded companies. They'd been around for years. We were the new kid on the block, and we were broke. Maybe you can relate to that. Years later, after we discovered the solution, I began to work with other businesses who faced similar problems. Maybe they're on the verge of bankruptcy, or maybe they were just tired of the stagnant growth that just comes with so much marketing these days, Facebook ads and whatever, right? And that seems to be when people call me, right? They're either in crisis or they just reached the point where they were tired of mediocrity. Now, the solution for us 15 years ago was to start an affiliate program. As I said earlier, it was an affiliate program that grew to be worth more than $12 million in only 2 years. And today I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. I'm going to bust, hopefully, 3 myths, 3 lies about affiliate programs. I'm going to share some other lies with you, but I'm going to at least bust 2 of them. I'm going to show you why you need an affiliate program. I'm going to show you how to build one from scratch and how to grow it and use it to explode your sales. And I'm going to share the secrets that we've used to help some of the top brands and biggest entrepreneurs out there. Guys like Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, Zig Ziglar's company, Michael Hyatt, Ray Edwards, Lewis Howes, Shutterfly, Brian Tracy, Rich Scheffer. You've probably heard of at least a few of them. We've helped all of them over the years. We've also worked with startups, brand new solopreneurs, everyday entrepreneurs who are, I always say, they're standing at the precipice of something great, just waiting on the right opportunity to explode. But real quick, I want to take you back to that day in 2005. I'm sitting there in our CEO's office, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to overcome, this deficit, right? We're screwed. We don't have enough money, and we don't have enough leads coming in, enough sales. What are we going to do? And I came up with this idea of an affiliate program. I'd heard of it. There weren't many companies that had one. None of our competitors had one. Now, for a company in our position, there were 5 huge advantages. And these are the advantages for anybody, regardless. I mean, maybe you're a multi-million-dollar company. Well, there's still these advantages. Number 1, you spend money before you make it. Or wait, reverse that. You make money before you spend it. You only pay for performance. See, all the other places, Facebook, Google, whatever, they make you spend money before you make it. So in a company in our position, that was huge. Secondly, it's infinitely scalable. There are no limits on your growth. Thirdly, you don't have to guess at who to market to. There's no guessing at targeting. We didn't have Facebook back then. There was no targeting, really. It was kind of like the wild, wild west. But even today, we can get so caught up in targeting and markets and demographics and psychographics and all that we cripple ourselves. And typically people make one of 2 mistakes. Number 1, they target too broad and they try to reach everyone, which effectively means reaching no one. And number 2, they get so myopic that they're only targeting men who are 31 to 33-year-olds, 3 years old with 3 kids who homeschool and their favorite football teams in the NFC West. It just doesn't work. But with affiliates, we didn't have to worry about targeting and who to market to. Our affiliates did it for us. Fourthly, warm prospect. No other form of advertising brings in warm prospects like affiliates. Your affiliates act as a third-party referral. When they say nice things about you before sending them to your site, the prospects are already warmed up. That's why no other form of advertising, statistics show this, converts into leads and sales as highly as affiliate traffic does. No other form of advertising, not even the most highly targeted Facebook ad or LinkedIn ad, not even search, converts into leads and sales as well as affiliate traffic does. And the fifth big benefit is success equals more success. When you have success with one affiliate, it will often lead to many more affiliates. Now, when you run a good Facebook ad, you ran a good Facebook ad. And maybe you learned something, but it doesn't automatically just produce more sales. See, affiliates talk to each other. They're in mastermind groups. They're in Facebook groups together. They meet each other at conferences, right? They follow each other online. So when one affiliate is making money from your product, others will want to join your program as well. And what we find when we personally recruit 100 affiliates to a program, we'll get another 40 to 100 as a result. No extra effort. We literally get 1.5 for the price of one, for the effort of one. So back to that day in 2005, we're all in. We're on board, right? We were going to start working with affiliates. We were going to start an affiliate program. We know that it's going to bring these 5 benefits. But we didn't know the 5th one yet. But we knew that we get to make money before we spent it. And that was good enough for us. And we knew we didn't have to guess at targeting. We didn't know how infinitely scalable it was. We didn't know how warm the prospects would be, but we kind of figured they would be good. We definitely didn't know success was going to equal more success. But we're going to start working with affiliates. And then our CEO, Hunter, looks at me and said the words that determined my career trajectory for the next 15 years. Where do we find affiliates? Like, just sucked the air out of the room. We had no idea. That's been my mission for the last decade plus. Just finding, recruiting, serving, motivating, and growing affiliates. So today I help affiliate marketers and affiliate programs explode their business. That's what we do today. That's what our business does today, is help people like you to be able to start, grow, and scale an affiliate program. Now, your competition wants you to think that you need to wait to start your affiliate program. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of gurus out there that think that, well, they want you to think, I don't think they believe it actually, that JV partners and affiliates are only for the cool kids, right? The insiders. They are wrong. Now, they have their own reasons for wanting you to think those things, but they aren't true. If you've ever seen like those folks, they're doing $1 million product launch, right? A $5 million product launch, $10 million product launch, and you're like, it seems like everyone under the sun is promoting them, and you thought, I could do that. Well, you're right. You can. That's what I'm here for today, to help you explode your sales, grow your business. I want to show you how to make that happen in our time today. Now, here's the thing. You could go out and figure out how to do all this stuff yourself. Trust me, it's possible. You know what? It's also painful. I'm going to just tell you, it took me more than a decade to get to the point where I had most of this stuff figured out. Like the stuff I'm sharing with you today, it took me a decade to figure it out. You get to skip all that frustration. And yet every single day I learn something new that I put into practice. And that time and energy that it took me to get to the point that I'm at today, it sucked. There's actually a better way. As Pablo Picasso said, good artists copy, great artists steal. And so today I want to show you how to steal my best stuff. Because at the end of our time today, I want to convince you of 2 things real quick. Number 1, an affiliate program is the best way to grow your sales. And focusing on your affiliate program is the best way to scale. And number 2, the best way to start, grow, or start, build, and grow an affiliate program is to model others. And the great thing about this is it takes all the pressure off. You just simply copy what others are doing. Sounds easy enough, right? So we're going to copy what others are doing, and I'm going to show you what we do, and you can copy us. The first, I want to cover the 5 pervasive lies about affiliate programs. Earlier, I accidentally said myths. No, these are lies. These lies hold back even some of the smartest, most motivated, hardest working people I know. And they will keep you from growing your business if you believe any of them. So if you believe any of these, it's going to hold you back. The first lie is the worst of them all. I don't need an affiliate program. I don't need an affiliate program. If you ever believe that, we're going to bust that today. Secondly, you have to know people and do lots of reciprocal promotions to get affiliates. That's a lie. Number 3, most of your sales will come from only a few affiliates. The old 90-10 rule or 80-20 rule doesn't have to be true with affiliate programs. So what does that one say real quick? You don't need that many. You only need a few big affiliates. That's a lie. Number 4, I have to hire someone to run my affiliate program for me. We're probably not going to get into covering that today, but I do want to tell you that that's not true. Maybe get to touch on that. And 5th, you should grow your affiliate program slow and steady. We're not going to get a chance to bust that one today, but I'm going to tell you right now, it is absolutely not true, and you should grow your affiliate program fast. So please don't let that hold you back. All right, so lie number 1, I don't need an affiliate program. About 3-4 years ago, I met a guy, we're going to call him Joe. I'm calling him a generic name because odds are you probably heard of this guy. He's actually had a main stage TED Talk. He's written multiple best-selling books, had a decent email list actually. By all accounts, he was quote-unquote making it, right? And he told me one day at a conference, I don't need an affiliate program. I can grow on Facebook ads alone. That's what he said. Now, the irony of this is that this guy had built his empire in part by telling people to diversify their incomes through different means, real estate, stock market investing, things like that, right? And yet he was putting all of his marketing eggs into the Facebook basket. Now, thankfully, I knew his CPO. His CPO. What's a CPO? I don't know. It's like a combination of a CPA and a CMO. I knew his CMO, his Chief Marketing Officer. This guy was a pretty smart dude. And he tried to talk him in to starting an affiliate program, but this guy would not listen. 4 months after we talked at that conference, Facebook shut their account down for a week. And when they finally got back up and running, after dealing with Facebook, a full week of dealing with Facebook, nearly no revenue, their cost per click rates went through the roof, their ad costs nearly doubled, and they went from nearly 100% profit margin down to almost nothing. Their next call was to me. And of course, as you can imagine, my rates doubled. But you see, this is not unusual. These nightmare scenarios are not, they're all too common. This lie tells you can do everything you want in your business alone. No help from anyone. You can reach everyone on earth through Facebook and Google, maybe LinkedIn. Now, I know those platforms are huge, but I am telling you that you're missing out on all the benefits. Those benefits we talked about earlier: scalability, no risk because you make money before you spend it, easy targeting, right? Success equals more success. And simply put, when you don't have an affiliate program, you put a very low ceiling on your growth. Now, that low ceiling might be $1 million a year, it might be $5 million a year, but it's lower than it needs to be. It's probably 1/4 the size of what it could be. Now, wrapped up in this lie is another underlying belief that my niche won't support an affiliate program. Years ago, I had lunch with a guy named Eric that you see on your screen here, Eric Andreas. Eric's an online guitar instructor. When we first met, remember eating Cuban subs or Cuban sandwiches, he told me affiliate programs will never work in my niche. And then I showed him the numbers from the Learn and Master Guitar course that I used to work for, which the previous year had done over $4 million in sales just from affiliates. When we came on, Learn and Master Guitar was doing about $500,000 a year. We helped him grow to almost $5 million by the time that I talked to Eric, actually. Now, needless to say, his mind changed. So we worked with Eric, and I talked to Eric probably about a year after I worked with him. let them start an affiliate program. He's a solopreneur, right? He's like, dude, we went from 88,000 to 212,000 in 1 year. I was like, dude, that's awesome. That's great. He's like, no, you don't understand what that means. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, no, I was able to hire somebody and we were able to do all that. He's telling me all this stuff that they were able to do as a result of this. It was really cool. All because he started an affiliate program, more than doubled his income. So this lie that you don't need an affiliate program, it's simply not true. Don't get me wrong. I know many people who run a nice business. They're happy. They're content. They haven't grown in 5 years though. They hit their ceiling. And like I said, it might be $100,000. It might be $2 million, whatever it is, but they've hit their ceiling and they aren't growing. And I don't think that's you. People who come to events like this aren't the types who go home at the end of the day content with mediocrity and stagnation. So if you want to grow your sales and your business, there is simply no better way than to start, build, and grow an affiliate program. So this lie is flat out busted. Now, lie number 2 is just as ridiculous, but might even be more pervasive. Lie number 2 says you have to know people. You got to be one of the cool kids, one of the insiders, or do lots of reciprocal promotions. That's where you promote somebody else in exchange for them promoting you to get affiliates. In other words, it's only for the cool kids with the right connections, right? Or to get affiliates, you have to burn your list promoting everyone else's stuff all year just to get your own affiliates. This is absolutely not true. When we started our business that I talked about earlier, I didn't know anyone. Like, none of us knew anyone. We were not the cool kids. We didn't have dads who knew the right people. And we started with nothing. In 2 years, had a $12.6 million affiliate program. So in a moment, I'm going to show you how to get affiliates if you literally don't know anyone in your niche. Like, you could not know a single person. Like Alex Putnam. I mean, he took this one strategy that I'm about to share with you, went from a complete nobody to an industry leader in only 9 months. I mean, look at what he had there. 9 months. Went from he knew no one to doing $360,000 in affiliate sales. He didn't burn his list with reciprocal promotions. He didn't know anyone. So how did he do it? Well, that's the first strategy I want to share with you today. What I'm about to tell you is so simple, so obvious, so elementary that you might be tempted to brush it off. You might be tempted to be like, that's exactly what I said it is. It's so simple, obvious, and elementary. You know what? It's also my company's secret weapon. Because I know no matter how many people there are watching this, most people won't execute on it. Like, I can literally give you the playbook and it seems too simplistic. Like, it can't just be that easy, right? I know, trust me, like, I do the same thing. So, enough disclaimers and all that. Here's how to recruit affiliates. There are 3 things we need to consider. Number 1, when to begin. Number 2, where to look. Number 3, how to recruit, the actual tactics. So we're going to start with when to begin. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see people making. They simply wait too long to start finding affiliates, start recruiting affiliates. They go create the product, and then they create all the marketing, and they're like, oh, it's a week before I'm promoting. I need affiliates. No, you need, if at all possible, as Alex did, you need to start at least 6 months out. At least 6 months out. Now, if you're 90 days from your promotion, then start on day 90. Don't wait till day 89. Just know that the results are going to be smaller. You want to start at least 6 months out. Why? Because people have promotional calendars. I know, for instance, me. Right now, we're booked about 7 months out. That's why we really suggest 9 months if you can. We're booked about 7 months out. But if you reach out to me 6 months out, I might be able to move something around if it's the right offer. And if it's not, well, then we'll hit you up next time. You want to do at least 6 months. Don't do it the week before. Hey, can you promote me next week? No. Who's ever said yes to that? Like, I can't. I've got a promotional calendar. I've got a content calendar to stick to. The next best time is immediately after your launch. If you do a big or any type of promo, if like people are hot, if you do a big product launch, people are hearing about you. The iron is hot, so strike. Like, absolutely strike right now. Get people like who are already excited. They're seeing you everywhere. They're seeing all these other affiliates promote you. Strike while the iron is hot. I mean, literally, it never ends. Always be recruiting. ABR. Like, while I am speaking right now, we have virtual assistants who are working on recruiting affiliates. They are looking like during the 45, 50 minutes that I'll talk, there will be at least 5 affiliates added to our spreadsheet of potential affiliates for us to recruit. We're always recruiting, and you should too. So where do you look? Well, first, start with who you know. Most of you aren't where I was 15 years ago. You know someone who would make a good affiliate partner. I mean, do you know at least one person who would be a good partner? Start with that person. Now, I'm going to get into the but I don't know anyone part in just a minute. But this group of people, these are folks who are going to promote you because it's you, because they know you, they like you, they trust you. Always start with these people if possible, because they will give you the most grace. So if you start an affiliate program with people that you know and something goes wrong, maybe the funnel doesn't work, maybe their link breaks, maybe it doesn't convert as well, they're going to give you the most grace. And you want the most grace. You want the most grace when you're first starting out, because you don't want to burn any bridges. So write down, take a moment after this, write down names that you can think of who might be good affiliates for you. And that's just a good starter list. Okay, so what if you literally do know no one? Go watch other affiliate launches. Sign up as an affiliate for different affiliate programs. Sign up for different affiliate programs and watch who their leaderboards are. Watch who their top affiliates are. And you can actually find a lot of affiliates that way. Forums and groups. Facebook groups of affiliates. People who are hanging out, promoting different things. Also just Facebook groups and forums that maybe aren't affiliates, but they're all interested in certain products or certain niches or niches, depending upon how you say that word. Google. Maybe you've heard of this Google. So how do you use Google to find affiliates? Well, this is exactly what Alex did. Again, he didn't know anybody. I'm going to walk you through that whole process now. So I'm going to show you step by step how I find affiliates that I don't even know using Google. So I'm going to jump over to my other screen. I'm going to share my screen and walk you through it here. And so what we'll do is we'll go to Google. Clearly you don't go to Google. You go up to the the search thing in Chrome or whatever you're using. But you go to Google, right? And what you want to do is look up the top courses, the top companies, the top products that are competitors of yours, so to speak, or they're similar to yours. I don't consider, for example, I'll use an example in our industry. I don't consider Jeff Walker a competitor, but I do want his affiliates, And so I would look, up like Jeff Walker, product launch formula, and find people who have promoted him. Now, if you know the names of your competition, start there. But if you don't, not a big deal. Just start typing in like learn guitar and, find the companies out there. You should know your competitors, of course. That should be like the first thing you do in your business, is to understand the competitive landscape. And so what we're going to do is I've already pulled up a few of these just in case, for some reason we have their website's not working or something weird happens with the internet and I can't pull something up. That way, you don't have to worry about watching me. You don't have to watch the spinny circle for like 30 seconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to find this first website here. We're going to find somebody who's done a review. Let's do guitar chords, I think let's try. I want to find one that's not like a huge organization. Let's do this one. It might be a little bit challenging to find, honestly. Sometimes with these smaller websites, it is a little bit challenging. So here's what we've established. They are doing a review. I can see that they are linking. They're doing a review of other courses. This is a main competitor of ours if we're in that niche, and they are linking using an affiliate link. So that's good. That's what we want. If they weren't, it's okay. It's okay if they aren't using an affiliate link. It's just that it's going to be a little bit easier to explain to them what the heck you're asking them to do, and I'll show you the sample email in a little bit. And so here we are. We're going to pull this this page up, and we're going to look on this page, and we're going to see, okay, first of all, are they the right person? Yep, right here. Boom. His name is Lee Johnson. That's good. So let's look up the owner of the domain at whois.domaintools.com. Now, 85% of the time, roughly, we found that people have a private registration. So we're only going to find about 15% of the emails this way. It is guarded. It's protected. It's a private domain. Not a big deal. Let's double check and see. Yep, it just has the generic, whois information. So not a big deal there. So next we'll try going to Rapportive, and his name is Lee Johnson. All right, that's good. That's good to know. Guitarchords247.com, and we're gonna go to Rapportive, or I'm not Rapportive. That's what it used to be called, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So we're gonna go to Gmail. We're gonna start a new email address, and I'm gonna show you an example of what I mean. So with Mark Sieverkrop, Mark at Sieverkrop.com. Sieverkrop.com is his email address. You can make some pretty good guesses at what somebody's email address is. There's firstname@domain.com. So Mark at Sieverkrop.com. First name dot last name. First initial last name. First initial last initial. First initial only. First name last initial. Like, you can make some pretty good guesses. It's a free plugin with Gmail. If you're not using Gmail, like, get with the times, people. Seriously, get a Gmail account and use it. And so you make guesses. And so let's pull up. Let's just try m@sieverkrop.com just for fun. I'll go down here. I'll hover over the email, and it says right up here, "Sorry, we couldn't find a matching LinkedIn profile." Okay, well, let's try Mark at Sieverkrop.com. Ah, look, you see, there's a picture, profile, all their names, blah, blah, blah. That's a real email address. Great, boom, got it. We got their email address. We've got their email address. So we can find just about anybody using these type of methods. So we got Guitarchords24. So let's just try Lee at Guitarchords247. Couldn't find a matching LinkedIn. Now, I will say this, with a lot of these niche sites, that's going to be very common. It's going to be very common because he probably doesn't really use that email address. So let's try, L. Johnson. Probably not going to work either. Nope. No LinkedIn profile connected to it. That's okay. We could keep going through that. I'm going to show you a couple of other tools. There's rocketreach.co. If you can find, so let's just look up Guitarchords247. Nope, nothing there. If you look up like mattmcwilliams.com, for example, look, it has, look, and you click over here, and you can get my multiple email addresses that I have, including, this is a great thing about RocketReach, it gives you my personal email address. Matt@mattmcwilliams.com is my public email address. Okay, I'm not the first person to see that. You got to go through my gatekeeper. You're very rarely going to reach me at that email address. I'm not going to give you my Gmail address, but if you know it, you're pretty much gonna, you're gonna be able to get to me. It's gonna go straight to me. And so I share all that to say that, like, rocketreach.co also is very effective for finding email addresses. And so this is a tough one, to be honest. This example that I'm sharing is one of the tougher ones. And so the last thing we're going to do is we're going to look up, okay, do they have a social media profile? Yeah, they do. Okay, there, great. Now we can reach out to them there. We can reach out to them on Twitter and Facebook. Do they have a contact page? Boom, they do. So let's look at their contact page. Sometimes their contact page will have an email address. It doesn't. Okay, it's a form. We've also got Twitter. We can use that for follow-up. And we've got, their Facebook page. Boom, send a message. And I mean, like, this is, okay, we're good. We're good here. We can easily reach out to these folks. Here's another way. Subscribe to their email address. Type your email address. Now you're getting the email address, at least, that they send emails from, which It's probably like matt@mattmcwilliams.com. But still, it's a way of reaching them. So if you do a little investigation and reach out to them, you can. The other thing is, and I'm going to share the template for this email, but if you sign up for one of their emails and then you start a relationship with them over the course of weeks or months, you respond to their emails. They send out an email with some tips and you respond to it. And you don't just come out of left field going, hey, you want to promote my product? Yeah, that does work. That will work with people, but it doesn't work as well as developing a relationship with them. Responding to some of their tweets, engaging with them on Facebook. Sorry for the background noise there. Engaging, if you even heard it. I don't know if my microphone sometimes doesn't pick that stuff up. Engaging with them on social media, right? These are all great ways to connect with these people, but we've found who they are. We have multiple ways of connecting with them, whether we found their email through Rapportive, whether we found it through Domain Tools, whether we found it through RocketReach. There's connect.data.com by Salesforce, whether we're connecting with them on this contact page even. We have multiple ways of engaging with them on social media and whatnot. Tons of ways to connect them. So there's no excuse for not connecting with them. In a little bit, I'm going to share with you exactly what email to send. But I'm going to switch back to sharing my screen here, and we will continue if I can ever figure out how to stop sharing my screen here. What do you do once you have the contact info? Well, that's where a lot of the secret sauce is. The single most important thing here is to make sure that you first build relationships. You cannot go into this asking someone to marry you on the first date or even before that. As Jeffrey Gitomer says, all things being equal, people want to do business with their friends. And when all things are not equal, people still want to do business with their friends. I mean, that's true of you, right? Don't you want to do business with your friends if possible? So I cannot stress this enough. Build the relationships. Build the relationships. Now, from a tactical perspective, here are 2 keys. Number 1, use various methods to reach out. Use email, physical mails, text, social media. Use everything you can think of. And when you do, make sure you keep your initial contact short. This may surprise you, but your goal is not to get a yes response. I know that sounds weird, but your goal is not to share everything with them about your product. Like, well, I started this product, I formed it in 1978, blah, blah, blah. My grandfather, no. Don't write a novel. Your goal is simply to inspire enough curiosity that they write back with 3 simple words. Tell me more. That starts a conversation. That's what starts the conversation. Now you can write back with more information and write that novel. Not a novel, but you know what I'm saying. So here's an example of an email that we use quite often. You can see here we've got the other product name or the other product name personality, especially if the other product name is very long, use the personality name if it's a personality type product or a company product. And you can see here, hey, I saw you were promoting such and such. I thought of you for something we have coming up this October. Actually, I kind of like here, we've changed this since I made this slide. We go by seasons. We say this fall, because if you say this October and they have something else planned for October, they instantly rule it out. And they say no, but they don't tell you why. So you want to say, hey, this fall, and they might say, I'm not sure about the timing, but then they say, hey, that doesn't work for me, but now they're interested in the product. So, hey, this fall, we're launching such and such. It's similar to the thing that you promoted, but it's different here. If you're interested, let me know. Love to share more info with you. That's it. It is that simple. You start a conversation, and it allows you to start a relationship, which grows from there. That's it. Now, that's just one way to recruit affiliates, but you can do that if you don't know anyone. If you don't know a single person on earth, you could do that. And I've shared 4 total ways to find affiliates, but I want to hit on a few more real quick. What about your customers? There's what better source of promotional partners than your customers, right? But for some reason, though, almost no one thinks to ask their customers to promote them. Think about it. They have an intimate knowledge of your product. They have a personal success story with your product. They know, like, and trust you and will defend you to others. Think about Apple fanboys, right? You couldn't ask for better promoters. Now, a little pro tip here, if you use a system like Infusionsoft that runs your affiliate program and your CRM on the same platform, automatically sign up your customers as affiliates, and then set up an autoresponder campaign to invite them to promote about 100 days later. So depending upon if you have a course, for example, and they're going through the course, about 100 days after they purchase, set up this autoresponder that says, hey, why don't you be an affiliate for this course? Or promote them to come if you're doing a course launch, for example. Your competitors. Wait, what? There's an old saying that, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. But in course world, your competitors are not only your competitors, they're not only your competitors, and they're definitely not your enemies if you have a healthy mindset. In fact, they can be some of your best promotional partners. So I'm going to share 4 ways to use competitors as affiliates. Number 1 is an upsell. If you have a lower priced product that is in depth, offer a higher priced product version as an upsell. A guy named Dan Denley did this really well. Dan was an affiliate of ours at Learn and Master Guitar. He had a $99, maybe I don't even think it might have been that much. I'm not sure how much it was, but he did a course that was all about blues guitar. That was it. Well, he sold our course, which was more about general guitar, as an upsell to his students, or as a downsell. If you offer a course on book publishing, for example, that sells for $2,000, offer a book marketing course from a competitor as a downsell that's only $200 or something. Your non-buyers. If someone's on your list for a long time, they haven't bought your expensive course, well, then find something cheaper to offer them. And then lastly, to a niche within a niche. Offer your customers a complimentary course as they go through the main course. I mentioned Dan Denley had this blues guitar course, and he promoted us. Well, we promoted him because we had a 20-lesson guitar course. It was like 40 hours of instruction or something. 20 lessons in like 40 hours. One lesson, so 5% of the course was about blues guitar. But at the end of it, we said, hey, if you want to learn more about just blues guitar, we highly recommend Dan Denley's course. He sold hundreds of thousands of dollars a year worth of our product, and we sold probably about $100,000 a year worth of his. It works. So work with your competitors, people that you think are competitors. Live events. Now, these aren't exactly relevant in 2020, but maybe they are because they're doing them virtually. Get with them one-on-one. Pay attention to the chat. When we get back to doing live events, get to know them first. Ask about their life, ask about their business, learn how you can support them first. If you don't feel like the relationship is solid, don't make the ask in person. Focus 100% on them and then follow up with a handwritten note and ask later. There's no better way than one-on-one in person to convince someone to support you. And then my number 1 recruiting trick that almost no one uses. Oh my gosh, this is so easy and literally almost no one uses it. Ask your affiliates. Your affiliates should be your number 1 source of new affiliates. I've been a part of more than 250 affiliate programs as an affiliate. I would say less than 10 of them have ever asked me to refer other affiliates. That's ridiculous. Once you get started, your number 1 source of new affiliates will be current affiliates. But the key here is to ask them and make sure that they get a second-tier commission. So typically about 10% of the normal commission, you're going to give that to the person who referred them. Now here's an email you can use to get these referrals. Again, super simple. You know anyone? Send them our way. We'll make sure you get a second-tier commission. That's it. It's a super simple email. You don't need to write anything more than that. Again, I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. Your current affiliate should be your number 1 source of new quality affiliates. So if you remember the lie that said you have to know the right people and do lots of reciprocals, it is flat out busted. You do not need to have an A-list Rolodex of connections or do a lot of reciprocal promotions to get affiliates if you do it the right way. Now, what's lie number 3? If you remember that one, most of your sales will come from only a few affiliates. I've actually heard it said 90% of your sales will come from your top 3 affiliates. But let me be brutally clear here. This is nothing more than a cop-out. It's an excuse not to work with smaller affiliates, an excuse to go out and get your 3 or 4 best buddies, maybe a few other people, call it a day. But I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. My hunch is that by being a part of this, you're not one of those types of people who's content just to sit back, run your little insiders club with a few affiliates, and that's it. Now I'm going to share some cold hard data that completely destroys this lie. But first, let me just real quick share these 2 sub-lies that make this big lie seemingly so true. You have to personally know all your affiliates. You have to have a personal relationship with them. In other words, you need to be best buds. But if you're going to grow an affiliate program that is consistently growing year after year, it's simply not possible. In fact, you want an army of affiliates, some of whom you might not even know, as we talked about earlier. And secondly, small affiliates aren't worth the hassle. This is a lie. In fact, your smallest affiliates will be your most loyal. And here's the thing, they grow. If you take 100 small affiliates and fast forward 3 years, 5 to 10 of them will be 20 to 100 times their size today. And they will make 20 to 100 times the sales. And you'll build this army of small affiliates. So let's look at what happens when you ignore the 80-20 rule and create an army of small affiliates. Here's a look at Michael Hyatt's, one of the launches that we ran from. It was a 7-figure launch, featured some of the top names in the internet marketing world. And yet only 14% of his sales came from his top 3. In fact, only 27% of sales came from his top 10. And he had 500 affiliates, well, actually about 540 affiliates make at least 1 sale. That's an army. Like, there's no risk of losing one of your top affiliates and it killing the program. If you compare that to the year before, when his top 3 made up almost half of his sales, he only had about 30 affiliates making a sale. We took over and did this. That's what you want. That's a better looking program right there. Ray Edwards, nearly the same numbers as Michael with a leaderboard that looked like this. Again, you recognize these names. These are some of the top names in the business, and yet only 19% of sales came from his top 3. Only 34% of sales came from his top 10, and he had 16 affiliates who doubled their sales year over year, including 2 guys, Ernie Svensson and Mike Kim, who both quintupled their sales. And Mike beat Jeff Walker. Mike ended up beating Jeff Walker in that promotion. And the end result was that in only 1 month, Ray 2x'd his annual revenue. That's the kind of army of affiliates you're looking for. The truth is, you should have a diversified army of affiliates, big and small. You want a loyal, engaged army of affiliates who promote you year after year. Like I said earlier, when you ignore the small affiliates, you miss out on those people who are super loyal to you. You miss out on the affiliates who, they're just starting out. And I'm going to tell you what will happen when you help a small affiliate. They will remember it. And when they're 5 times bigger, 20 times bigger, 100 times bigger, because they figured out, they went out and worked with their own affiliates. I've done that. I've worked with affiliates who had a list of 1,200 people and they made like 2 sales. And I'm like, really, is that worth the time? And then 5 years later, they had a list of 180,000 people. They remembered that I helped them when they were small. And they still promote us to this day. And they send us a lot more than 2 sales. They're 100 times bigger. They send 100 times more sales. So don't ignore those small affiliates. Build an army of diversified, loyal, engaged affiliates. And then real quick, I want to touch on lie number 4. I have to hire someone to run my affiliate program for me. I have 12.6 million reasons why this lie is not true. Now, don't get me wrong. I do this for a living. So I like when people hire me to run their affiliate program, but you don't need an affiliate manager. There will be a day when it makes sense to hire one. And if you already have an affiliate manager, that's cool. You still need to know this stuff yourself. And the thing is, you can do it in about an hour a day. Our clients pay us hundreds of thousands of dollars to recruit affiliates, motivate them, get them to promote more, pay them, get them to promote again. There's a lot of value in that. But you need to be able to know how to do this stuff do this stuff yourself in about an hour a day. I promise you there is no better investment in your business of an hour a day to double, triple, or even 10x your sales than your affiliate program. Now, we didn't have time to get into all the details of finding affiliates, but this should give you a good base. There's a lot more to cover. You need to learn how to engage your affiliates and motivate them, get them to actually promote. It's one thing for them just to say, yes, I'll promote, and it's another thing for them to actually take action. You want them active. You want them excited. You want them sending 15 emails in a promotion, not just 2. But to get started and learn how to find affiliates, I shared a few places today, and I was able to take kind of a little nugget dive into it. But if you want to learn more about finding affiliates, I've actually got 15 places where you can find affiliates. We've got a free report called Your First 100 Affiliates. Just go to mattmcwilliams.com/first100 and grab your copy of this report. So you got the URL right there, mattmcwilliams.com/first100. Grab your copy of this report. I share 15 places to find top affiliates in there. I've got some email templates in there and all that fun stuff as well, so you can actually reach out to them. When you go through that, there will be an opportunity in there to get our swipe files, like all of our email templates for finding affiliates. We've got like all of them in there for all types of different scenarios: how to recruit competitors, how to recruit customers, how to recruit friends, all those things. We've got an opportunity in there. And then will also be an opportunity to get the extended version of this training that I did today. I did this in about 45 to 50 minutes. Normally, like I said, it's a full day. Actually, what I taught today was normally we extract that out as a full day. It's actually usually over a whole weekend. So if you want the whole weekend, where there's like 5 hours of actual training, and then there's some workshop time as well. Just go through that link and you'll have an opportunity to get that. It's called the affiliate code. So with that said, thank you so much. This has been awesome. Go grab your copy of the report. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media or through my website, all that fun stuff. I'll see you soon.